It's working now, right?
Hello, and welcome back to That's All, folks. I've got Marine Kyology on the line. Kyle from Marine Kyology, the other podcast all about marine biology. Kyle, how are you?
I'm doing great today, Ryan. Sunny day out here in Orlando, Florida. Just trying to live it up. How are you doing?
What's the temperature out there?
Honestly, I haven't gone outside all day. It feels like hell out there. It's humid as shit.
Too humid, too hot. Wow. We're dealing with the lower 50s here in California.
Wait, so this is how you use it, huh?
Yeah, so on my account, I started
to mess with it a little bit. Yeah, you saw you can put the contact thing and call people.
Yeah, so I just call it. Yeah, I think your interface looks the same. Do you see I have a little timer on here that says recording?
Yeah, it wouldn't accept the first time because I didn't have my microphone connected to it. Right when you hung up, it let me connect my microphone. I don't know about the picture yet, man. You like that reggae shark?
Yeah, I do actually like it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad because it definitely is stolen. That's definitely just reggae shark.
Yeah, but you could just take it for now. I mean,
yeah, it's not like it's that.
Marine Kyology is not a big name yet. Maybe
not yet.
But I looked up. So we're gonna start the first episode of Marine Kyology here pretty soon. You'll just have to call me, so it'll be on your channel because this recording will be on mine.
Oh, okay.
But
did you read about it a little bit?
I couldn't find the thing you were talking about hunting pregnant females, but maybe we should save this for your podcast. But I did. I watched that segment of the Joe Rogan podcast that you wanted me to talk about OC. But I mean, I heard about that, and then I read recent news about how there was a law to ban the breeding of orcas in captivity, and SeaWorld was pushing the law, against the law, and people were like, "Why? You said you weren't going to do it anymore. What's the problem with just putting it in writing?"
And yeah, that's pretty much what they were doing. They're saying that pretty much once it's all done in the U.S., we're all just going to sell all our whales to China.
Who said that?
It's also what they said the Joe Rogan podcast.
I just didn't hear all that. I just heard him saying about it. I heard him basically reiterate what Blackfish said.
Yeah, but there's three different three different videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should watch them. Yeah, one of them he talked about how they pretty much just drug up the orcas, and then they always keep them hungry.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing they always do, because if you keep them hungry, then they're always going to listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty nuts. Yeah, just pretty sweet little interface though for making a podcast.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is I wish there was a tool to edit afterward. Say we mess up really bad, we just say something that we're just that was not good. We just cut out that. I wish there was just a little bit of editing tools. That's all. But everything else is cool.
There's no editing tools at all.
You can add music. They have a bunch of built-in music that you can add, maybe 20 tracks.
20 tracks?
Yeah, they're all just different moods. I don't know. What kind of mood do you think that this conversation should have?
I don't know. Put kind of a sad song on. I'm trying to think what.
Okay. There is a sad song.
Okay.
So yeah, I think maybe just gather your sources, for what you gather, that web pages, have them in front of you, so that in case you want to say some actual facts, you should be ready to do that. But other than that, how we could probably talk about these orcas for 5 minutes or so. Okay. Maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking we can get a solid 5 minutes, a solid 5 minutes in. So you can't even cut any of it though?
Well, no.
Damn, that's rough.
Well, at least I haven't seen how to yet. I don't think so though.
What was up with that podcast about Dad's weed account? Or I didn't. I read.
Well, I was just testing the calling thing with Zach this morning, and that's what I was doing. So I'm trying to make this more this podcast feed more like a vlog, where it's just whatever I'm up to.
Wait, so
just make a lot of phone calls.
I didn't actually hear the whole thing.
I mean, I was just using his Kushfly account to order weed.
Oh, wait, you can do that, or
I was signed into it and it lost the password on my browser. Well, like I don't even want to talk about it. It's just like the website is so jank that they lost the password and we had to reset it. And Zach went into his email and reset it.
Oh,
because I don't have, because I just don't have a California license, so I can't legally buy weed from a lot of places yet.
But I thought you had that one ghetto license. It worked.
Yeah, what the app? What about the?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went through an app with a phone call of a video phone call with a doctor. Didn't actually happen. Yeah, I got that, but you also need the ones that are like really by the books. Don't allow you to use the rec unless you have a California license. There's like a lot of, it's like a super gray area, and so people are playing it super safe and don't allow anybody to do anything.
Why don't you just go to a doctor then?
I did. I have the recommendation. I have a legal weed recommendation, but I don't have a California license. You need both of those things for some of these places.
Like an actual license.
Correct. Like a driver's license. Like I'm not a resident of the state.
Oh, yeah. Dang. You gonna do that soon? Or?
Yeah, I have to do that.
Yeah, true. Okay, well, when do you want to do that podcast then?
Just gather your sources and call me back, I guess.
I mean,
on the app.
Today?
Yeah, whenever you're ready. You can maybe think about, you can maybe like figure out like maybe write a little script if you want, like an intro of what you want, how you want to start marine kyology.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Just maybe have a piece of paper or something on your side with like little like bullet points of what you want to hit during the show. I don't really know.
Can you have multiple podcasts on
multiple calls?
Multiple, or yeah,
you could have multiple calls. Like I could take this call, save it, and then I could call Zach and then add that to the podcast after this. Yeah.
But can you have multiple podcasts as in like on your account?
No. Unfortunately, you'd have to make another account. I know. I wish I could have multiple podcasts too, because I could make an account, a podcast about like 20 different things.
Yeah, I know. You'd make your Seedcast.
Yeah.
Seedcast. Yeah, how is the Seedcast going?
Need to seed?
Yeah, the need to seed.
Well, me and Zach tried to film so for the listeners at home, I started a YouTube channel called Need to Seed, which is a sunflower seed review channel. I had the first episode up. We reviewed David's sunflower seeds, one of the classic sunflower seed brands. And yeah, it's going really well. I tried to film the second episode last night. I was over at Zach's house and I made a set. I got lights out and I made a whole set for the ep, and Zach was filming it, viewing this seed, right? I was like talking to the camera for like 10 minutes, and I said something to Zach like, what do you think I should do here? And then he looked up at me and he was like, you're gonna hate me. I wasn't recording this whole time.
Oh man.
So I had recorded my whole second episode of Need a Seed, had a genuine reaction to this new seed I was trying. And then he didn't record any of it. So I was like, fuck it. I'm not doing any of this. Like, I'm not going to fake my reaction to it. Like, I don't want to redo it. So we just like turned off the camera, took down the set.
Ryan.
What?
No, sorry. My roommate. No, not you, Ryan. My other brother. I mean, my roommate, Ryan.
Oh. Well, yeah, that's what happened. So we're still working on episode 2 redo. So that's how that's going.
I was gonna send you this good. So I was gonna take a video of it. There's like this dude at the school who rides around like a golf cart and he's like watering all the trees, and he's just like eating mad sunflower seeds and spitting them out. It just looks so funny. I was like, oh, that'd be something pretty funny to put in the cast.
This guy just spitting seeds everywhere. He's like a seed machine.
I mean, he's just like spitting seeds, watering trees.
That sounds fun. Funny. Sounds like an ideal lifestyle.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it looks pretty fun, but yeah, it's pretty sweet. I've been waiting for Zach. I mean, the only thing about Zach, like, I like Zach's podcast, like not podcast, but it's like his vlog for Chex White. But it's just, I think he needs to be a little more scripted.
That's what I think. He doesn't want to script it. He thinks that the best stuff comes out of improvisation, and like improv is good, but slightly
improv. I mean, at least have like a general.
I know.
I don't know. It just seems like he.
I think there's always like, even myself, I'm always like, how much should there be improv and how much script should there be? Because I hate totally scripted, and I hate and improv. Totally improv can be just as bad as totally scripted because it's just so much bullshit. Yeah, Zach, he filmed his Checks White. Our other brother Zach, for the listeners at home, has a vlog channel called Just Zacher, and he did regular style vlogs, like just his life, and he's been doing this sketch comedy thing for the Olympics where he pretends to be Shaun White's older brother, Checks White. And Checks White is sort of a surfer dude, whatever. But Zach did some improv with him for one video. It was kind of long. And then he did a second video. He showed me all the raw footage from the second video, all the improv, and it was like he had cut it down to only the good stuff, and it was like 7 minutes. And I was like, this is way too long. You maybe have like 2 minutes of good stuff in here. And I felt bad, honestly, but I felt like that's what I would want him to say to me. Like if it was like, it was just like a lot of just like mundane stuff. I was like, it's just, you're not going to be funny as heck every time. You don't have to feel that bad about it. This stuff's just not funny this time.
It might needed to even be like this whole thing, maybe a 3-minute video.
His whole
video in general. Like it didn't need to be nearly as long as it was, maybe even like.
That's what I was saying.
It seems like he was trying to squeeze too much out of it, Like it was like.
Yeah, I think he's just like trying to. I think he just likes doing improv, and most improv is horrible. So.
Yeah, I mean a lot of improv is horrible. You really gotta. He's trying to kind of be like Kyle.
Yeah.
But the thing about Kyle is like, I don't know, man.
It might not have been that improv. We don't know how much improv that was.
Yeah, that's the thing. We honestly don't know how much improv that was. Plus, like, I don't know. It was just like a certain style. Kyle could kind of get away with it. I don't know how.
Because he's not actually saying words. He's just like saying he's just like doing like emotions with like weird noises.
I think Zach would really be better if he just focused really hard on just not saying
That's what I said. I said just cut out all the ums because that makes you sound like you don't know what you're thinking.
Yeah,
you don't.
Yeah.
I even on this very podcast, that's all, folks, that we're creating right now. I mean, I know we're saying that things don't need to be as long as they need to be, and we're going on 10 minutes into just this raw phone call, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But I've noticed that I say on here a lot. And I think that's what people don't like either. When you say that people start to think you're wasting their time. Like, you don't know what to say. Like, why am I even here if you don't know what you're going to say?
Dude, you should watch this dude. Like, I watch this one guy's channel on YouTube, and he's like a vlogger, and he straight did he's like bodybuilding, dude, but like bodybuilding / powerlifter. But he like told this like whole story about, I don't know what it was. Like all of his vlogs on YouTube are like unscripted, and he'll like do them while he's driving, and you literally never hear him say or like, and he's just so smart. It's crazy too. Whoa. It's just crazy to hear him speak. He's just so good. I'm like, dang. You'd think this guy'd be really dumb by how he looks, but he's like straight genius. He's just like, I don't know. He's just so smart. I literally just want you to watch like first 5 minutes of it because you'll just be amazed. He's driving in like heavy traffic.
What's his name?
It's called. They call him the White Rhino. His name is Stan Efferding, and just all of his vlogs are just so well done. I honestly forget what it's called. His one video he did, he was just talking about his like wife coming from another country or something like that. He's like driving while he's telling it. He's just so well spoken. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Stan,
Stan, like Efferding.
Stan the Rhino Efferding. Believe Media?
I don't know. It's his YouTube channel. I honestly don't know what it's called. But he's just so, I don't know, man. You'd be just surprised at how well spoken he is. I watched the whole video. It wasn't even like, it was good, but like, it wasn't that good. But I mean, like, it was just crazy how good he was at speaking. It was definitely really smart, dude. I know, the thing is, like, I wish I had really good speaking skills. I mean, I'm okay, but I feel like you're pretty good.
I can talk a lot, but I do say I think that's the only problem. And if I start getting in my head, like I start getting in my head pretty quickly when I'm doing a podcast, and then you just start to get unnatural. I think you're right. There's this guy talking.
There were 4 tables at the front of a large conference room. Each was staffed by a Shark Tank representative. And hundreds of people lined up waiting for their opportunity. We were each allowed 1 minute to pitch our product, after which they may ask a quick question followed by it.
Wow. It does sound like he's reading from a script.
I know. That's his whole thing. His whole thing just sounds like he's straight reading from a script, but it's just all out of his head. Like, after, like, minute, 10, you're like, this could not be scripted. It's like, there's no way he's continuing into the script. No, he's really, I don't know, he's just really smart. Yeah, he's talking about him going on a...
His shirt says effing shit. It says EFFING shit. Effing shit.
Yeah, he went on Shark Tank because he was selling he sold this product called it was a type of water bottle that held ice in it, and you can also have a protein shake bottle.
The cooler?
Inside it. The cooler, yeah. Honestly, freaking cool product. I was thinking about getting one, but they're like $40, and I don't know if it's really worth it. I might get one still, though. It's still a cool product.
Effing shit up. That's his shirt.
Dude, that freaking's cool. I don't know. I used to think he was kind of like dumb douche, but he's definitely pretty smart.
Well, when are you going to call me with marine kyology?
Right now I'm cleaning. I gotta clean a little bit the house, but
yeah, just give me a call. I'll be ready.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you a call. I'm trying to think.
Do you want me to pull up any articles?
Yeah, you can pull up stuff. I know. I'm trying to think.
I just saw some recent articles about the not passing law in Orlando. Like people just being like, "What the fuck?" Because they pushed it. They said no.
I was looking at some articles yesterday. Where are you looking at your articles? Are you looking just straight looking it up, or are you looking?
I'm looking. I googled Orca SeaWorld, and it says, and I got something from the Orlando Sentinel. I don't know if that's a reputable publication, but
I think I may use a country code and start looking at some stuff in China. You ever do that?
No.
You can type in a country code on Google with your research, and it'll show you all the stuff that comes up in that country.
Well, I don't know. I just see this.
I mean, I'm trying to think of the general thing we're going to talk about. We should talk about the breeding program, or are we just going to talk about...
We could talk about recently. The other thing that happened is there's news about how orcas can speak English. They can at least... they can repeat things like parrots. Can orcas imitate human speech? And there's a recording of one trying to talk.
Oh, I finally found out what they kind of went over in Blackfish, but do you know their dorsal fin?
Hello?
That's the sound of a orca trying to talk.
Nuh-uh.
Trying to say hello.
Amy!
Trying to say Amy. Amy.
Wait, are you on your computer or your phone?
I just had my computer pulled up. I thought maybe you could add those in for the podcast.
Yeah, I finally found out what the dorsal fin was for. I guess the dorsal fin is for navigating and stuff of that nature. It's pretty much just trying to get through waves and stuff. That's why when they're in the pools, that's why
it collapses.
Yeah, because it atrophies.
Because it's not really it's sort of held up by the waves crashing. It's like a sail, right?
No, it is like a sail, and they have to go through rough seas.
If they're not constantly swimming pretty hard, it doesn't really have the support of the water pressure on the sides of it, sort of. Is that what's up?
I mean,
that's what I assumed.
Going through the rougher waves, they have to support their dorsal fin more, which cause them to flex it.
The waves themselves support the fin.
I think the waves themselves crashing.
It's
I think they have to use the muscle in their fin to they pretty much have to support their fin.
Oh, that's they sort of it's the muscles at the base of it and around it. It's being manipulated a little bit
so it has
move
to
through the waves.
Fight against the waves.
And so if it's not using that really for, there's no waves in a tank, so it's just like, I don't really need it.
Like 99% of all of the dorsal fins in captivity are bent over because they never use them.
Yeah. They never knew why. I remember at the time, maybe we should save this for the
when
podcast.
Blackfish came out. Yeah, they didn't know when Blackfish came out, I don't think.
They didn't know. Well, I was going to say they didn't know back when Free Willy came out, because Free Willy had the flopped over fin too.
Yeah, that they said that I finally found out it was because of like they have to use it a lot in rough ocean weather. But yeah, there's pretty crazy stuff. I know they were just talking about how like it's pretty bad because it is slavery at this point. You know what I mean? We know it's not like the 1950s anymore where we didn't know anything about them.
Yeah.
Now it's the fact that we do know a lot about them, and like,
we know that all whales
really
and
smart.
Dolphins are. Yeah.
And it's pretty much like enslaving. It's like slavery. It's pretty close. I don't know if it's.
Yeah, I wonder if there is any point in the future that we could build some sort of tank that would be advanced enough that a killer whale would be happy to be around us, like, or some sort of like thing by the ocean where we incentivized killer whales to just like hang out there, so people can look at wild whales. That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean that's the new thing. That's what they're trying to do now. Is like they're trying to create like an area where killer whales will come from the ocean. You know what I mean? Like killer whales will come from the ocean, and there's like an observatory at the ocean's edge where killer whales will come up.
Yeah, I think that if we throw them some fish, whales will show up. I think there's probably some problems with that a little bit. Like,
yeah, because it shouldn't
depend on people. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how else. I guess just like through TV and movies, like it's still pretty. That's good. If it turns out that the only ethical way to experience a whale is going on like boats and seeing them in the wild or seeing them on planet Earth, I guess whatever.
There was a guy who I've got to find his name. I remember we watched a documentary on it, but he was the guy who was the original Flipper. Do you remember like Flipper?
Mm-hmm.
And he was in the original cast of that show that had Flipper on it. And and he actually became an activist like 10 years later against
captive
dolphins and like orcas in captivity, because he's like, man, I feel the most guilty because I pretty much started this movie. I mean, I started this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same as like after Ninja Turtles movies came out, the breeding of turtles and people having pet tortoises and turtles went way up, and then immediately they just like flushed them all down the toilet and let go of them.
Oh my god. Damn.
Yeah. So yeah. And then Jaws, the same thing with Jaws happened, or similar thing.
No one cares about sharks anymore.
Anytime there's like the media really can affect animals' lives.
Yeah, I know. I definitely know. Trust me, I know a lot. That's one thing. We could do an episode on shark finning. I have a lot. I actually have like a 26 slide PowerPoint on shark finning.
Okay, maybe that can be episode 2.
Yeah, I haven't looked into like really this year at all on recent facts of shark finning. So I guess they went down, but I know from like 1985 to like 2016, we lost 90% of the shark population, which is crazy. But I'll have to pull up that slide. But pretty much, I'd like to talk about how the normal, not food pyramid, but like kind of like the food web. You know how like the food web is like distributed into a pyramid?
Yes, it's like sort of. I mean, it's a web.
It's a web, but not the food web. It's like,
but I guess it's sort of pyramidal.
No, but like
there's more apex predators than there are bottom feeders. So I guess it's like
But what
usually it sort of does have a pyramid-like shape.
There is one that is.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, there is one that is a pyramid though. There is like an actual. It's not a web, but it's a. I'll have to look up the name. I'll see like kind of research all this and like get the facts. I don't want to sound dumb, but they were saying how the triangle is actually not an accurate representation of how it works in the ocean. It's actually an upside down triangle because of how fast the prey reproduce. I'd have to show you. I'll send you a picture.
Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I mean, we could go. That could be part of the shark thing. The shark.
What are you doing right now? Making food?
No, I'm cleaning the bathroom. I'm cleaning the bathroom. I clean the floors. But after that, I'll start looking it up.
Yeah, I would just say, we should talk for 5 to 10 minutes, have some basic knowledge, some background knowledge of like what's going on, the whole situation, and what's happening now.
I'm telling you, if we get a few episodes in, man, it's going well. I say we get my old marine biology teacher, Mr. Koza, in on it. Love it.
Okay.
Love it.
You can call him. I mean, you could definitely, if you get his phone number, you could just call him, get him to get the app. You can call him, and he can be on it.
He'd definitely be up for it. I'd probably wait till if it was a thing, I'd wait till I get back to Cape, and then I'd probably just see him at school and be like, hey, can I do this podcast? He'd definitely be up for it.
He really likes talking about marine biology.
Yeah, he loves it. It's pretty much all he did in class was just talk. He really didn't teach very much.
It's almost like he was being it's like he was being paid to talk about marine biology.
He really was being paid. I mean, he made people pass. I mean, I passed both tests, and I honestly him rant about marine biology. It worked. But okay, yeah, I'll let you go. But I should have cleaned some shit. I'll call you back.
All right, I'll publish this podcast. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Tell us Jackson or listen to it. Okay.
Okay, bye.
All right, peace out. Bye.